So I'm a hairdresser. I have done my job for 30 plus years. I love my job. Over the last 5 years, my body has started to feel my job. And in that, I have endured a lot of shoulder and neck pain at an extreme level. I have seen a physical therapist. I have seen a chiropractor. I have pursued prayer over this and in the back corner of the church after service, but the pain stayed and remained. On January 22nd, it was a Wednesday night. I serve in our youth group. This is a new position for me, and I have fallen in love with it. Carrie, one of our teachers and leaders, brought a message on the Holy Spirit. At the end of the message, Chad came up and did a call of salvation, and kids raised their hands. It was wonderful. But then Chad took it another step and had said to the kids, like anyone who wants to have the Holy Spirit be more manifested in them, to experience the gifts of the Holy Spirit and to ask the Holy Spirit to come alive in them, to come forth. He asked them to actually step out of their seats. This was incredibly moving because the whole center aisle and the whole front was completely filled with kids. As a leader, as a mom who has prayed intently over her kids, watching kids step up to ask the Holy Spirit to impact them was so beautiful. And normally I'm a back row dweller because I have all 11th grade girls, and they hang out in the back. So I try to hang out back by them, and this time, way out of character for me, the Lord was like, move forward. This is, I move in you through the Spirit. I want you to move up there and pray over these kids. And so I did. So I moved and weaved my way through and just praying over them. And it was like this amazing moment. And you couldn't miss the power of the Holy Spirit. Like you couldn't miss his presence. And it was incredible. And these kids, tears streaming down their face. Some of them just like embracing it. Some of them so quiet and stoic. And I am just praying over all of them in my spirit tongue and quietly within, and it was just amazing. So then the next thing was the Lord was like, I want you to kneel down at the stage. And I'm already at the front, and you're going to have me kneel at the stage. And he was like saying to me, I just want you to kneel below them so that they can see reverence and humility, and that they can see what it means to serve a father. And so I did. A lot of that is really uncomfortable for me, to be out of my comfort zone and to be vulnerable where others can see, because I have always felt so insufficient. I knelt down and just started praying, and tears were flowing because there was this great moment, because I knew God was going to change the hearts of many there. What I didn't expect was what happened next. My head was on the stage, and I was praying, and I was knelt down, and a hand touched my right shoulder, and then a hand touched my left shoulder. When the hand touched my left shoulder, I was so overwhelmed because the pain in my shoulder had instantly gone away. And I fought every tear because I kept going, what are you doing, Lord? I'm not even up here for myself. I'm here for them, and you're going to touch me. I was so overwhelmed by it. The hand on my left shoulder lifted, and the pain came back. And then the hand went back on my shoulder, and the pain went away. And I just sat there in awe, fighting tears. I'm a leader. I got to keep it together. We're going to have small group. And I'm like, you're bringing me healing. I didn't ask. I've wanted it for so long, and you're touching me right now. You're going to do this right now while I'm on my knees before these kids, and they're receiving the gift of the Holy Spirit. And then after service, I went up to Kate, and I shared with her what had happened. And she's like, do you know who it was? Who was touching you? And I'm like, I have no idea. After that, I left, and I will never forget this moment, because I'm walking to my car, and I'm about ready to fall apart because I have no pain. And I have had pain for so long that walking without pain was incredible. And all of a sudden, I hear this little voice behind me go, ma'am. And I turn around. I walked right up to the car, and I'm like, were you praying on me? Were you the one praying on me? who had their hand on my left shoulder. The young guy behind him reaches out and touches my hand, and this is where it gets me every time. And I was like, what did God tell you? What did the Lord tell you at that moment? And he looked at me and he goes, the Lord told me you were in a lot of pain. Now, when an 8th grader moves in faith, puts his hand on your shoulder, because they're just moving in the moment, uninhibited. They haven't been through healing school. They haven't been through training. They aren't all Bible knowledged up, and they hear the Lord and the voice of the Lord and tell you exactly what is going on. It wrecks your world. Totally wrecks your world. And all I can think about is getting home to my quiet home to journal and unload and let go. I really wanted to just fall apart. I get home and I sit at my counter and I start to unload through the tears of what God had just done for me. Writing this all out, and I write down the boy's name, Nehemiah, I fell apart again. The Sunday prior to that Wednesday, I was reviewing a bunch of old journals from a personal study I had done with the Lord on Nehemiah. God had revealed to me the gates and the walls in which Nehemiah went back to repair were my body. I can remember saying to him, whatever walls are crumbling in my life, Lord, fix them. So I had left it at that until that moment when I was journaling everything. And the Lord said, I want you to understand this was me. I had Nehemiah come up, put his hand on your left shoulder so that you would understand this was me repairing the walls, repairing the gate. Because how many kids are named Nehemiah? Not very many. And that's how God has made his word so intimate to me throughout the many years. So I have thoroughly been enjoying his touch, thoroughly in awe of his healing, and thoroughly overwhelmed by his presence. My name is Belinda Ungrey, and this is my story.